Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I think this video is going to be a shop update video. I mean, I know it definitely is going to be a shop update video because I've been working on things for my shop. Just a little mini shop update, and I've got one of the things to unbox. I have already filmed a couple of clips of me illustrating some of the things, so I'll put that in a minute. But yeah, I realised I hadn't done an intro, so hello. I've been working on some wooden decorations. There is a bookish theme because I've really been getting into reading at the moment. So I did another video where I was designing some of the wooden decorations. I have also designed a couple of enamel pins. So there's going to be 2 new enamel pins coming, kind of a little bit more than 2 though, because one of the designs has different colour options, but yeah, you will see that later in the video. I have also been making some progress with Hattie's Haunted Hotel, which is a picture book project. It's kind of like my baby because I came up with the idea like many years ago now, and now and then I work on it for a bit and then I put it to a side and then I work on it again. And I'm always, whenever I pick it up again, I'm excited, but I'm also a little bit like, do I want to share this now? Just in case things don't progress as I'd like them to. But rather than kind of keep everything secret, I just thought, let's just share what I'm working on, because I'd rather like bring you along on the journey, share the progress. So I'll be sharing a little bit of that as well later on. But yes, let's get into the video and I'll show you some clips of me working on the cat illustration for one of the wooden decorations.
You're watching me steady, I know, wondering why I'm so hollow. You're showing me all of your best while I'm giving you what I got left. I got concrete walls, got concrete walls. Hold me tight, don't let go.
It is another day, another jumper that you've probably seen before in several vlogs. I've written down a list. Sometimes when I'm like in the middle of an illustration, I write down a list of all the kind of different little steps that I need to do to like finish off the illustration. So one of the things I've put down is I need to make the text stand out more. On the book spine it says cozy fantasy, so I need that to stand out more. I'm also wondering whether the red kind of works. I mean, I love this shade of red, but I'm wondering if maybe the text just won't stand out against that red. So I'm then thinking, could I make this first book red instead? But then I also have the little red mushrooms, so I'm gonna see if I can actually make that work, either by changing the colours around, seeing if it still works with the mushrooms, and just checking that the text is all good. I've realised that I've put this broomstick on a layer that's lower than the book pages. You probably can't really tell, but I was like, oh, there's like loads of lines over the broomstick. So yeah, anyway, so I've just got my little list, and then there might be more things that I find, but yeah, just sometimes I think also if I'm feeling a bit tired, it can just help me to have a little list. And I like ticking things off. So basically I'm just taking one task and like breaking it down to like 10 tasks so I can tick them off and, and feel good. What do you need? A charger?
Yes, please.
Say hello to the vlog.
Hello to the vlog.
Oh, I am 96% charged. Okay, maybe you can take it. There you go. You're welcome.
Chapter 1. They said that magic, real magic, not the shite that the hedge witches peddled with all their little bags of powders and herbs, could only be performed in exchange for a human heart.
I have just started a new audiobook called A Harvest of Hearts. Basically, I heard that it's compared to Howl's Moving Castle, so I was like, this is going straight to the top of my TBR, because I love Howl's Moving Castle. I love both the film and the book, even though they are a bit different. I love in the book how both Howl and Sophie bicker so much. But yeah, so I'm just a few chapters into this so far. And the main character, I think her name is pronounced, is it Foz? Yeah, she lives in a tiny town. She works as a butcher's daughter, which I was a little bit like, you know, being a vegan, I was like, is this going to be very descriptive? But it's not too descriptive on the butcher side of things. They have these sorcerers or sorceresses who come to their village and they take people's hearts. So people, they're both kind of like wary of the sorceresses, but there's also kind of like a bit of excitement when they come as well. And so people kind of want to be taken by them, but they're also a little bit fearful. And she knows that there was one guy who disappeared, had his heart taken, and he's not been quite the same since. Anyway, one day a sorcerer comes, like a wizard comes, and usually it's just women that come. They've never seen like a male wizard. He sort of looks at her and she starts feeling quite unwell, and I think she's worried that her heart's been taken, and yeah, so she goes off in search for him. I haven't got up to like meeting him yet, but it did say on the description, like on the synopsis, that isn't very well trained in his power yet. And I think it also said he's a bit sulky, which I'm looking forward to, because I do like how Howl, that's quite hard to say, Howl is quite a sort of sulky character. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to those bits. I also love the cover. It's a different cover for the UK one and the American one, but on the UK one it's got these like plants on it that I think they're called bleeding hearts, but I just thought that was quite a clever way of having hearts on the cover without like literally drawing a heart. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's single narration, but the woman's doing a good job of doing like everybody's voices. I would love if anybody else has any recommendations for anything that's similar to Howl's Moving Castle, or that has kind of like Studio Ghibli vibes or anything like that. Yeah, please let me know. So I have finished my cozy fantasy cat illustration, and speaking of cats, there is a talking cat in A Harvest of Hearts, and yeah, I love him so much. His name is Cornelius. You can I did know that there was going to be a cat, because you can see, if I show you the front cover, there's a tiny little cat just there. But yeah, I love the cat character so much. So the house is like magical. If you need something, it will appear, but not necessarily if you want something. So you can't get everything you want. She basically wishes that the cat could talk, and then the cat can talk. So I thought it was nearly done, but then I decided you probably won't be able to tell any difference. But I slightly changed this tiny little stripe. I think it makes it better, but it's so funny, isn't it? When you're like, right, this is definitely done. And then it's like, oh, wait, I'll just do this. And then it's like, okay, now it's done. And then it's like, no, wait, I'll just change this tiny little thing. But I think it's finally finished now. I'm in exactly the same spot as the intro. And I have a package. So this is, I'm pretty sure, my wooden decorations. Because I had, yeah, it must be. I had an email saying the wooden decorations are coming. I don't think the enamel pins are ready yet. So let's have a look. It smells like wood. So I think it's the wooden decorations. Unfortunately, Tom is not here to see these. He is at work, but I will show him when he gets home. Oh, so exciting. These are from Zach, if you're wondering. What one have we got? I always feel like this is a lucky dip, even though I've designed the things, so like I should know what to expect. But oh, it's the bee. Right, let's see if we can do one of those really nice, satisfying shots where I can peel the whole of this paper off in one go. Let's see if this works. And let's see if it wants to focus on the right thing as well. Ready, here we go. Ooh. Hey, I did it in one shot. Yes. Yay. Oh. So yeah, so this is the bee. I did another video where I designed this. I thought the best way to describe a book bee was as a mood reader, because you're just going from one book to another book. I feel like I used to be more of a book bee, whereas now I feel like I prefer to focus on one thing, just because I think sometimes I'm not actually very good at being focused. I think like I can get distracted very easily. So I think in the past I wouldn't always finish books, because I'd start one book and then I'd get distracted and I'd start reading something else, or just get distracted by something other than reading. And I feel like at the moment I'm more likely to just, like, if there's a book I'm enjoying, I'm like, stick with this, finish it all the way through. But if you are a book bee, or just if you like bees and you like reading, you might be interested in that. We went to Picton Castle recently, me and Tom. I just took a couple of videos just on my phone of Picton Castle, mainly just of all the bees enjoying the flowers. So I might just put that up on the screen. But yeah, it was kind of funny though, because when I was trying to film the bees, Tom was trying to take a photo of me with the flowers, and yeah, maybe I'll put the that clip in here. I'm taking a video of the bee.
Take a photo of your bum, because that's how it's turning out at the moment.
Okay, you can take a photo of my bum, but I'm just filming a bee. Because he was trying to take a photo of me, and the view he was just getting was of my bum. So, but yeah, I don't know why he's really complaining. Right, are these all book bees? Is this all the same? Book bee, book bee. These all the same. Oh no, this one's different. Right, oh, I've got two. Okay, so I think this is going to be the book bear, judging by the shape of this. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but I was bitten quite badly twice by some kind of insect, and this like swelled up loads. Like whenever I seem to get bitten, my skin reacts quite badly to it. So this whole section was like really, really red, and it was really itchy and horrible. But yeah, now it's like, this is actually it healing, even though it might look kind of bad, but yeah, it's fine now. Anyway, back to, yeah, I have no idea what it was that bit me either, but I did paint, hang on, wait. This is just a classic example of me getting distracted. But right, here's the bear. Oh, isn't he nice? Oh, I think he's come out so nice. So yeah, the book bear is just a cozy reader. I think I'm definitely like a book bear, because I like it when I get to wrap myself up in like a blanket and stuff and have like tea, and I don't like it when it's too hot, because then I can't wear like my dressing gown or my slippers, or like be wrapped in a million blankets and stuff. So oh yes, I was telling you about getting bitten. But yeah, I think potentially it might have happened when I was painting the wall outside our house. So yeah, I was painting the garden wall and there was loads of bugs. Obviously, as the weather gets warmer, I feel like there's just more bugs around. I did notice there was a lot of bugs that just kept getting stuck on the paint, and I was trying to like swat different things away to like stop them getting on the paint. So I don't know if maybe one of those bit me. I don't know, but Tom was fine. Tom escaped unharmed, but I was not so lucky. So yeah, so here's the cat that I designed earlier in this vlog. And again, this is another cozy one, Cozy Fantasy I went with for this one. I really like designing the wooden decorations because I feel like it's a lot easier to translate an illustration onto a product. So let me know which one your favourite is. Do you like the book bee, the book cat, the book bear? I also, I've shown this like a million times, but I do have a book dragon, which I've already designed previously. The book dragon is a bit hoarder. So yeah, this was the original one. So I've got some enamel pins coming soon. Yeah, so now I just need to peel all the paper off of these, string them up. I've got this nice baker's twine. I've got a few different colours actually. Do I want to have them all yellow, or I've got, yeah, so I've got this one which is like a pale yellow and white. I've got green and white. This one is navy blue and white, although it kind of looks black. And then I've got red and white. I quite like the red and white for like Christmassy ones, but I think red and white also just works for any of them. So yeah, do I want to have them the same colours, or do I want to have a mixture? Which one would go well with decisions? The red baker's twine would actually go quite nicely with the cat, because I've done this red book, so maybe I'll do red for that one. The book dragon already has the yellow, so maybe I will do green for the bee, so that's got a green book on it, and then navy for the bear. Yeah, so we'll go for all different colours, why not? Like I've mentioned, I have been working more on Hattie's Haunted Hotel. So yeah, if you're an old subscriber, you might have remembered me working on this project before, and if you're completely new, then it's a story that I'm writing and illustrating, and it is about a ghost called Hattie, who is a bit of a perfectionist, and basically I think she's me but in ghost form, and she runs a hotel, and then there's a human boy who comes along and like sneaks into the hotel. So yeah, I've been working on it off and on for the last few years. I mean, when you're doing a long-term project anyway, it can definitely be difficult to finish that, especially if it is a personal project and not something that you're being paid for. So like in between that, obviously I've been running my shop, and I've had like commissions and things that I've done, and I have finished picture books. So, you know, other people have commissioned me, and we've done like indie published picture books together. But yeah, like I said, it's definitely a different thing when you're doing your own picture book. I mean, you can create your own deadlines, but if you don't, like, you just know that you can push the deadline back. And I think also if it is your own project, you want it to be as good as possible, and obviously you also want like the work that you do for other people to be as good as possible. But the fact that you're working to their deadline, and I think also the fact that you're getting feedback from them, and like if you create something for them and they say that they're happy with it and they like it, then that's what you go with. But I think when you're doing a project for yourself, kind of constantly trying to improve on what you've already created, then you're in danger of like never ever finishing anything, because once you finish everything, then you kind of look at it all and you could like go back to the start. And so I'm trying to find a balance between making this, I want to do the idea justice, but I also really want to finish it, and I want it to, you know, be a book that people can have in their hands. So on this side of the wall over here, I put up a load of Hattie stuff, so just sketches that I'd already done, just because I feel like I'm one of those people that if my goals aren't kind of like right in front of my face, I will forget that that's actually something that I want to be working towards, until you're kind of reminded, like maybe if it gets like mid-year or even like the end of the year, it's like, oh yeah, I kind of wanted to do that, and like somehow another year is like gone past. Put it on my wall. I'm trying, I really hope that I don't become so used to it that I stop seeing it, because I feel like that's something else that kind of can happen if like it just becomes your new kind of surroundings, and sometimes if something's there for ages you kind of stop seeing it. But yeah, that was my idea, that if I put things on the wall that I would just be motivated to kind of keep working towards that goal. I've rewritten my manuscript. I find writing so difficult, but yes, I've rewritten that. It's probably still not where I want it to be, but that will do for now. And yeah, now I'm back to doing more of the illustrations. I am also working on another picture book, like another picture book idea, which I'm like, the working title is Witchy Bake Off, and basically it's just going to be about a witch who enters a baking competition. And I'm also finding that it's actually easier when I'm working, because I can, like, if I'm stuck in one project, I can then go to the next one. So if I'm stuck with Hattie, I can go to the Witchy Bake Off one, and then if I'm stuck with that, I can, yeah, it just makes it a little bit easier. But yes, I've been listening to the Creative Pep Talk podcast again, and that's been kind of like re-motivating me. He did a podcast recently that was about finishing long-term projects. There was another artist who gave this piece of advice, which was the current project doesn't need to be a good project. It can just be a finished project. And this is for like if you're working on something and you can see a lot of different ways to like make something better, and if you kind of want to scrap everything and like go back to the start, you just have to say, okay, this project, it's not going to be a good project, it's just going to be a finished project, and then you can work on making the next project a good one. Yeah, and I could just relate to that. Obviously I do want my projects to be good projects, but yeah, I like the sort of focus of just trying to get something finished. But yeah, so another tip that Auntie gave was you should stay kind of closed off to other ideas, which kind of goes against artists' nature, because we kind of want to be open to everything. But he said that if you're trying to do like a long project, you want to like stay closed off from all of that, which yeah, just kind of having that in my mind has been helping, because I definitely get like shiny object syndrome. And I think also if you're like in the middle of a project, and like the middle of the project is usually where you get like the dip, and you start just realizing like this is hard, there's so many things that aren't going the way I want it to go and stuff, and then you see this other like nice shiny idea and you think, oh yeah, maybe I should do that other thing instead. Yeah, so I'm just trying to focus. That's basically the whole theme. Focus, focus, focus. With that in mind as well, the other thing that's really been helping me is I've been putting on like working sprints. So quite often I'll find, quite often it's like people doing writing sprints. But even though I'm not writing, I just quite like having like those videos on. It's usually kind of like a Pomodoro method where it will be like 25 minutes of work and then like a 5-minute break sort of thing. And I find that really helps because I think just the collective productivity just helps. I don't know, just the fact that other people are working on something motivates me, and I think also it helps me realize that time is passing. So yeah, those are some things that have been helping me. But once I get all of these things, all of these decorations stringed up, I will show you some of the illustrations that I've been working on, because yeah, I'm actually happy with how they're going. And I think the other reason why I'm pleased is I think sometimes if you go back to a project, it could be really hard. Like there's definitely that kind of resistance, and yeah, and when you're trying to like transfer something like an idea that's on your head to paper, and like your first initial sketch like doesn't come out how you want it to, like I find that really hard. But I always like the feeling of when I've like persisted with something and like I've kept going with it, and eventually it starts to actually look like something, and it might not exactly look like the thing you had originally envisioned, but I don't know, it's just like, oh, it's kind of like coming together. So yeah, I quite like that feeling, and I quite like comparing like my original sketch, which quite often looks like stick people, to the finished thing, which, you know, it's not like a masterpiece, but it, like, it definitely looks a lot better than my like original. Grow. Grow, little sunflowers, grow. You like my sunflower song? Let's show the packet. These are they're like they're little ones, aren't they? They're going to be small, little red ones. The back is covered in mud. That fill blah blah blah. 2 to 3. I don't know. It's covered in mud.
They're not so small, they're 1.8 meters. They're big.
Oh, they're big. They're small at the moment, though. They're just this big.
Well, they're not like the crazy giant ones.
No,
they're
no.
like my height.
Okay.
They're actually big.
Okay. Oh,
they're
cool,
bigger
cool,
than
cool.
I thought.
And Tom's been growing some stones. I like your stone plants, Tom. What are the stones for, Tom?
There's nothing there. I don't know.
Stone is for... It's unoccupied.
I didn't have enough seeds for those.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd be like, why aren't you growing? These ones are just 80 centimetres.
Cool. But yes, nice stone plants.
Let's also put them in the doorway too. Maybe if they
have some more sunlight.
They'll look less manky then, maybe.
So, in case you haven't seen on Instagram, this is my witch character from my Witchy Bake Off, which is not going to be called that. It's going to be called something else, but that's just the working title. Speaking of names, I still actually need to figure out a name for this character, but I think she's so cute. Yeah, I wanted to give her little Wellington boots And yes, yeah, so she's going to be in a baking competition. So this is the sort of like character design, and I like to do a few different facial expressions and poses and things. I like her wonky cake there. But yeah, so for this, I haven't written the manuscript, but I've kind of got my idea. I've like made loads of notes and planned things, and I've also done... But yeah, and I've worked on this double page spread. So I was thinking that this bit on the grass would be where the text would go. I'm not sure what the text would be. Hang on, let me just flip. Oops, that daisy. If I flip that round. But yeah, I really wanted to do tents. Maybe also because I'm kind of inspired by inspired by Bake Off, but obviously I've made them a bit different, and it's going to be kind of like a summer fete, spring fete, sort of like in a field. It was so much fun colouring all the tents in, all the tiny little people, and just I really like doing all the little details and things. Yeah, here she is on her broomstick, and she's got all her baking equipment and ingredients and things. And I thought I'd make it like springtime with like the blossom and tulips and things like that. Whereas Hattie is definitely going to be set in autumn. But yes, so currently this is the illustration for Hattie that I'm working on at the moment. I have already finished this side. This again is going to be a double page spread, so left page, right page. I think I did move some of these paintings down a bit, because with me I like to add so much detail, and then I'm like, oh, I need space for text. So I make space, and then I probably end up forgetting about that and just adding more bits in. But this is a scene where Hattie, the ghost, is disappearing through a wall. So she goes from the hallway, and then she's going like into the ballroom here. So we've got pianist and like a couple dancing and stuff. So yeah, that's my rough one. Let me show you how it's going. But yeah, so this is the finished illustration for page 1. I mean for the left page. I haven't finished the right page yet. But yeah, here, just zoom in on a few bits. This character is Leo. I wanted the paintings to kind of look surprised that she was going through the wall, even though obviously they must see lots of ghosts going through the walls. But I did some sunflowers, a little nod to Van Gogh. And I had to do a mermaid because I really like the painter John William Waterhouse. I really like his mermaids, so I thought I'd do my own mermaid for that. Let me show you some different colour combinations of this. At one point, I was going to have a purple wall, just because I was thinking, oh, like haunted hotel, let's make it like dark and gloomy and stuff. And I thought purple walls would be fun. And obviously this wasn't finished. Like I hadn't finished doing all the details on like the paintings, and I would have done some like more shading and things to make Hattie stand out. But I just thought the purple was a little bit too much, so I'm pleased that I decided to go for like just a cream. The rug on the floor, I was going to have it a lot more kind of multicolored, but then I just felt like my eye was being drawn more to the rug and then less to the action that was going on. Like I still wanted the detail of the rug, but I wanted it to fade into the background more, which I think it does more here. I think because sort of like dark red colour, it's more similar to sort of like the darkness of the wood. I feel like it sort of blends into the background a little bit more, and so your eye isn't like drawn there. Whereas I thought having that bright yellow and the blue, that's just straight away where my eye was going. So I just thought it might be interesting for you to see a few of the different like decisions that I didn't go with and like the reasons why. But yeah, so then I've just been kind of like roughly colouring in the right hand page, and I think I'm going to go for a pale blue for the ballroom, and then it's going to be covered in like all these roses. It's going to have this like checkered tile. Possibly I might be doing the tiles in this dark green. I just thought that'd be fun, and I think I'm going to have a gold piano because why not? Like, it's the ballroom, it should be like nice and extravagant. But yeah, I've just been having so much fun like coming up with like all the details just of like the furniture and all the extra things like this, the suit of armor and stuff. So yeah, this has been a lot of fun and feeling kind of re-inspired by this.
Everyone was standing idly by, trying not to watch or intervene as tears were streaming down her face, down her face. Try to let it go. Try to let it fall, to let it pass, to let it go. She held in her hand a ribbon of silk, so lightly that it would be caught in a breeze. She whispered words not meant to be heard. She started to shiver, though she didn't freeze. Try to let it go.
Hi everyone, I have just come back from kettlebells. I love kettlebells so much. I get so sweaty, but yeah, I just love it so much. I realised that I haven't shown you our gallery wall. So I will put all the names of the artists on the screen. But yeah, first of all, we have this beautiful peony print. I think I got the frame from Dunelm, which I don't know if that might just be a shop in the UK. I ordered it online, but yeah, so I was really trying to like match all the different frames with the prints. So yeah, I think I showed you me getting this print in the last video that I did, but yeah, here it is all in its frame. Oh, because this is black, it's going to reflect reflect lots, but yeah, this beautiful moths with lanterns. We have the Goblin King from the Labyrinth. There's a little peach on the tree. We have one of Howl's Moving Castle. Yeah, look, there's little Howl and Sophie. And then I've got two prints by Rahat. One of these little animals on a stone bridge that I thought was very sweet. And this one I've actually had for a while, but I finally got round to getting a frame and putting it on the wall. But yeah, there's a nice little bat with his cup of tea or cup of coffee. It's so cute. I have Rahat's picture book. What's it called? I'm Not Scary, which is about a bat, and I just think it's so sweet and adorable. So yeah, would recommend. But yeah, that's our gallery wall. Ta-da! Yeah, so I'm going to have a shower and have some breakfast soon. But I thought I'd show you how all the Hattie illustrations are going. Possibly you've already seen this if you follow me on Instagram, because I've been kind of sharing also like the work in progress over there. And yeah, I'm actually really pleased that I decided to share what I'm working on with Hattie, because I can see why I was kind of wanting to hold on to everything, because on the one hand, I don't want people to get bored of me like keep going on about it, especially if it isn't ready to be published yet. On the other hand, if I'm working on things and I don't show them, then I'm just not showing up at all. And I also kind of feel like it does make me more accountable if I share what I'm working on. But I think there's also like the fear that because this is a project that I've like picked up and put down, there's always the fear that it's like, oh, I kind of don't want to show this just in case I put it down again. But yeah, this is the year. Last year was probably also the year I was like, this is the year. But this is actually the year. Yeah, let me show you the finished illustration. I think I will also put on the screen like the double page spread. I've put some text on it as well. The writing is just so hard. I don't know if this will be the actual text that we will have, because I've rewritten the manuscript many times. I really need a drink because I'm so thirsty. I have been drinking lots of water after kettlebells. I am enjoying all the classes that I do at the gym so much. I think it was last March or April that I joined this gym, so I'm like really pleased that I've kept this up consistently. And yeah, it makes such a big difference to like my mental health as well, because I get to go out and actually go out of the house and see people, so I feel like I'm being a bit social. It's something good for like my mental health, my physical health. It's maybe helping with my running as well, I don't know, but my I have also been training with Tom. We do like a long run as well, so yeah, my running times are getting quicker as well, which is exciting. Yeah, it's just cool to like feel like you're improving, I think. So the other illustration I'm working on for Hattie is this is this illustration of the hotel, and I'm doing a cross section. I'm kind of doing like a mixture, so it's kind of part cross section, parts like you can see like two of the walls and like the sides of the walls and the roof and stuff. But yeah, this hotel has given me so much trouble because I've always wanted to kind of combine lots of different buildings and like stick them together. That was kind of like my vision for Hattie's Haunted Hotel. I wanted it to be like Gothic and have lots of different like towers and turrets and just be quite quirky and unusual. And so I was thinking like, oh yeah, I'll take a bit of that building and a bit of that building. But actually doing it and putting it together has been a real kind of struggle. And I know a couple of times, like maybe it was last year when I was working on this, I'm not sure, maybe it was even a couple of years ago when I was working on this, like I was getting into it again, and then I felt like I really stalled at the point where I was trying to decide what the hotel looked like. Yeah, I felt like that was such a huge part of the story, and that's what the picture book's called. This has just been this kind of like big obstacle, and I want it to be right. I've made so many little changes to this, and yesterday I felt like I was overthinking it and like getting in my head, but then I went off and I did my Zumba class and I like danced around for 45 minutes and then I felt amazing. So yeah, I think that was like a nice break. Yeah, I've just decided that it's okay if it's a little bit wonky. It's a magical haunted hotel, so if the walls don't, you know, if they wouldn't actually stand up properly, that's fine. I'm gonna embrace the wonk. Oh, the pins are here and I've started opening the box. I have had the tiniest little glimpse of one of the pins and I was like, ee! And then I was like, oh, I should probably film this. So, ta-da, one box. Let's have a look. I can't even remember if I told you what the designs were, but here it is. Here's the first one. So I have ordered 4 cats, and I've got the same, like the same mold, so the same design, but just different colours. So there's that one. Oh, there's a black one. I'm gonna, maybe we'll do like a shot down in a minute and we'll properly look at them. Oh, I think I've got the backing cards. I designed the backing cards. Do they come already? Oh, they're more black cats, more black cats, more white cats, more white cats. Oh, dragons! Yay! Oh my goodness. Dragon! Yay! So that's to like match the wooden dragon decoration. It's another black cat. This one's an orange one. Yay. That was hard to see. Anyway, I will show you this like better and properly. We'll do like a nice close-up in a second. But oh, 2 of the cats are stripy, so I've gone for like an orange stripy cat and like a sort of grey-ish. Oh, here he is. Yeah, it's kind of like a blue-grey. Usually I like having quite a nice bit of metal that's just like plain metal because it's nice and shiny. So I thought I'll have that for the book. And then I've done like different colours for the book spine and like the details on the teacup. But yay! So yeah, so the grey cat and the ginger one are stripy and they're like screen printed. I'm gonna find the backing cards, put them on the backing cards, then I need to take photos. But yay, they can go in my shop. I'm so excited. I haven't done any new enamel pins in ages. Right, when else did I put the backing cards? It was so long ago, I feel like it was ages ago that I actually designed this. I couldn't remember what I did for the backing cards, but now I remember that I did the same backing cards for all of them. So it just says Bookish enamel pin. And so yeah, so that's going to be the same for the cats and the dragons. So let's get these on some backing cards and then I can show you properly what they look like. Whenever I wear this shirt, I always get the song from the Labyrinth in my head. I don't know if I'm brave enough to sing it. I've been singing it to Tom. It's only forever. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Lost and lonely. Do 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 do. Oh, they're all upside down. Oh my goodness. They look so good. Hang on, let me show you. Oh, they look so nice. These are a load of the black cats, as you can see. Oh, it's so exciting to have something new. Oh, I'm really happy with how these have come out. Obviously, I haven't checked them all yet. And I'm probably gonna, I don't know, watch a movie or watch something trashy or I don't know. Put something on or some YouTube or something to go through all of these. Oh, I can't wait to show Tom these. Tom is at work again. Why is he always at work when I'm trying to show him stuff that I've made? I think they look so cute. Let me know which your favourite is. Black cat, ginger cat, bookish dragon, white cat, and then the grey cat. I sort of made the grey cat a slightly blue grey because you know you get those like cats that they're blue cats, but they're basically grey cats, but so it's a sort of bluish grey. But yeah, let me know what one is your favourite. And yeah, so the pins will be up on my shop, and also the wooden decorations as well. And yeah, I think that's gonna be the end of this video. It's gone really dark. Yeah, so I think that's going to be the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'm sending you lots of love. I hope you've had a wonderful day, week, month, etc, etc, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye. Okay, we are recording. Right. But yeah, I think they've come out. Oh wait, it's focusing on my face. Ah. Oh, there's always so much on my desk. The battery is flashing at me. It's probably gonna stop, and so I can feel myself wanting to talk faster.
Thank you for coming. I know that you're trying to do anything to make me smile.